helped her plan that 75th birthday party. We're getting the klezmer band. I think it was David Krakauer there in the garden in the Newark Museum. And we just bonded after that. It began many, many years of friendship. We shared music, art, and food. And over like thin crust pizza at Kinchley's, dumplings at Chengdu 46. She would reconstruct and weave the story of her life. Her parents, her sister, her childhood, always bringing a letter, a photo, or some article, points of reference to illustrate her memories or her concerns of the day, and she had many concerns of the day. She spoke of finding her soulmate, Alan Brock, who she never failed to refer to as my husband of sainted memory. She spoke of the birth of her amazing son, Jonathan, who grew into an adult who was one of her best friends. And favorite people in the world, who is an adventurer like his mother, her adventures took her not quite far afield, but he was the adventurer. She recounted stories of her life on Long Beach Island, the storm in 1962 where she refused to evacuate, and then they were last ones off the island by helicopter, I believe, was it? Or by duck boat? Big trucks, duck boats, army trucks, yeah. There was a 25-foot waves that came onto the island and 6-foot flooding that destroyed a lot of it. And but she was gonna. The dogs, right? Exactly. But I still have that visual, and I actually looked up some of the images from that storm. They were very much like Hurricane Florence. I mean, and Sandy also, which was the next horrible, devastating, next worst storm, I think. She talked about her summer as an adult student. It was in upstate, I think. Where was she? Syracuse. It was at Syracuse. I couldn't remember if it was Ithaca or Syracuse. The friendships of being away from her husband and family for the first time, and being that far. Her family was everything to her. She said her father used to say, "If you're not having a good day, then dear, you just need to change your attitude." And I think it was this mantra that allowed her to overcome the grief of Alan's untimely death at 52, leaving her a widow who, it turned out, had been married to an accountant who hadn't filed his income tax in a while. And she just said to this day, that check she wrote for 90 grand to the IRS was like she couldn't give it. But, you know, she said that's still stuck in her craw, having to give the government that money. The mantra also sustained her after the death of her beloved Jonathan, who, as an adventurer, had contracted Hep C after traveling in Africa. Jonathan, like his father, left his wife, Angela, and beloved son, Zachary. History repeating itself, and just horrific. But both of you were so essential to her. She talked about you nonstop. You gave her comfort, and you were the loving link to her only child. Jack Schwartz came into her life. He was kind, he was generous, he was erudite. A physician who served the community in Patterson, who was a musician, and I believe he played violin in an all-doctor orchestra, wasn't he? I think that was... Viola. Was it viola? Yeah. I knew I had the smaller stringed instrument, but... Right. Yeah. He gave her a life of companionship, culture, happiness. They enjoyed so much music together, classical and especially jazz. And when Jack could no longer attend concerts, and Evelyn, by the way, I left the Newark Museum. I did programming, including Jazz in the Garden. So we shared that love of jazz. My sons were professional jazz musicians, but of course couldn't make a living. And then I went to Ramapo College, and I was director of the Berry Center there, and she followed me as my friend and as my volunteer, and worked at all the performances and came to every single jazz concert we had. When Jack couldn't attend with her, she would go on her own in that purple Geo, I think. She drove for years beyond which she should ever have gotten behind the wheel. Staunchly refusing to give up her keys. I drove with her once, and that was the last time. My life flashed before my eyes. Let's see where I'm at. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, I just have to, I think I folded it another way.
Can you number?
I did number it. I know, it's just the folding. I can remember my life flashing before my eyes. We were on Route 202 in Oakland, New Jersey, on our way to Ramapo. And I really was convinced I was going to die.